At almost 115 years old, the Ford Motor Company possesses a rich and lengthy history stretching back to the early 1900s. Today, we will recount some of the more important events in Ford's history that have helped shape the company into what it is today.
Henry Ford was born on July 30, 1863, in Michigan on a farm. Ford showed early signs of innovation during his youth, and in 1896, Ford built the quad tricycle, his first automobile that featured a small horsepower engine with only forward gear capabilities. As his company received investor support, Ford decided not to take his promotion at Edison as a chief engineer in 1899, but instead to pursue his passion full-time. The company struggled for the next couple years, but in 1903, Ford had his first breakthrough, developing the Model A, as the company began to turn in profits by the end of the year. With the growth in profits from the first automobile Ford developed, Ford began plans to expand by building an international plant in 1904 in Canada to start mass production of automobiles for the company.
(1908) was the year that marked Henry Ford's introduction of the Model T. This simple, durable automobile was the first of its kind that was affordable for the general public. Although automobiles existed long before the Model T, they were scarce, expensive, and unreliable. This affordable form of transportation was revolutionary in the mass market at the time. Ford sold 15 million Model Ts before ceasing production in May 1927, making it one of the best-selling vehicles of its time and arguably the most famous car in the world. The production of the Model T also led to the introduction of the assembly line to the automotive industry. This increased the efficiency and productivity for automobile manufacturers decades later.
July of 1940. With Europe at war and the conflict seemingly on America's doorstep, the U.S. Army rushed to find the utility vehicle that would win the war. Bidding was opened up with strict time demands, and originally, American Bantam was the only company able to produce a prototype by the deadline. However, their inability to meet the Army's demand meant that Willys Overland and Ford were also awarded contracts in March of 1941. This would not last long, though, as the Army desired standardization, and thus from the three prototypes a single Jeep model was created that was to be produced solely by Willys. Though just as before with Bantam, it soon became apparent that Willys could not meet the Army's demand on its own, and thus Ford was also commissioned to produce the Jeep. In February of 1942, Ford suspended all civilian production to focus solely on Jeep production. Civilian production would not resume until just before the end of the war in July of 1945, but in those years between, the Ford Motor Company produced approximately 280,000 Jeeps.
Ford Motor Company made Wall Street history on January 17, 1956, when it went public on the New York Stock Exchange. The IPO is a pivotal time for a company because it means it has become successful enough to require more capital to fund its expansion. 10.2 million shares of Ford stock were made available for the public at $64.50, making the Ford IPO one of the largest in pre-computing history. Since then, Ford stock has been one of the world's most widely held and traded stocks.
In 1964, Ford Motor Company released the Ford Mustang, a car that became a real game changer for the company. Not only was the Mustang aesthetically pleasing with its sleek style, comprised of a long hood and a short deck, its affordable price and customization options really set it apart. It was a car that could be designed to fit whatever the customer wanted. The Ford Mustang was a massive success and came to define the pony car. Ultimately, the Mustang became one of the fastest-selling vehicles in all of history.
In 2009, Ford solidified their status as pioneers in environmental sustainability within the auto industry. They were the first to build a new breed of turbo engines designed to improve fuel efficiency. The EcoBoost engine was the first real competition that hybrid cars would face, pairing fuel efficiency with engine power. Ford's 2009 statement to embrace a fuel-efficient future is evident by their current sustainability endeavors. Ever since Ford brought the innovative technology of the EcoBoost engine to the table, competitors have rushed to implement fuel efficiency and sustainability strategies into their automobiles. Ford is looking to take their technologies to the next level, with switching to zero-emission vehicles as their ultimate goal.